Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, the scene's set. fnatic meet FURIA in the third map. Spot in the grand finals on the line. It's a juicy one, Chad.
Important point here, Alex. fnatic have won all 4 pistols thus far, so let's see if they can make it 5 as they've brought into Smoke, Flash, Nade, and a Smoke Flash in the hands there of Golden, who's dropped the P250 over to Keen Fragger and youngster Brolin, who'll be leading the way here up a ramp. 2 players ready to receive. One in sandwich, one over towards the ticket booth.
Brolin already redeemed himself on Nuke, and he starts with a bang on Mirage. What a connection. Penny eliminated, and Crims making short work of 2. This pistol round has just been ripped from FURIA, looking to go 5 out of 5. It's a good point you've made. Of course, didn't make too much of an impact. In fact, that was one of the few rounds they managed to post on their CT side of Inferno. fnatic falling foul to FURIA. There they all turned. One frag found. Now JW has the dance with him. It will be a double peek eventually. Queserato couldn't quite find the bullets, but he has delayed at least a little bit to enable Vinny to have a shot at this. All members of fnatic know exactly where he is, and that nade lands right in the top pocket of his FURIA jersey. It will be the first round to fnatic.
5 from 5 now on the pistol rounds for fnatic, so that's a pretty good way to be going into a best of 3, that's for sure. Now, Queserato, the reason I said they have to clear this, he is the highest rated player in this series thus far. He's sitting at the top with 48 frags to his name. The next is actually Yuri on his team as well with 45, and then you flick on over, and on the other side of things, you've got JW on 38. Flusher Crims, 34, Brolin and Golden with 33. So things are relatively tight-knit over there on the fnatic camp. Looks like they're going to be sending one individual of JW to seek out for a bit of information, top mid with the UMP. And 4 players over towards A, ready to execute onto this bomb site. Now, the timing on this connector push from JW could get a little bit dicey as Art's made noise. JW hasn't heard him yet?
Spotted him. And I don't think he could say the same for Art. Yeah, no, unfortunately, just jumped straight into the jaws of J-Dubs, and he's not done. Bounding around with his SMG, finding 2 and just standing his ground in the Molotov for the hope of catching one off guard. It will be a frag for Queserato, but the round likely almost certainly going the way of fnatic. That's not bad, though. Good damage, and even close to finding the head of Golden, just dipping underneath his crosshair. Queserato, other side of the map, no armor, and just an SMG he's managed to pick up from the Wonder Child.
Yepa is what they call him.
Yepa?
Yeah.
I like that one. And then what do they call Get Right Totte?
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one comes from, but I think the Yepa is like a Jesper, like a nickname, you know, like, you know, you've got Simple, Sasha.
Yeah, or The Undertaker.
Yeah, or the best player in the world.
Yeah,
they all kind of
you can
work.
call him anything.
Yeah, they all fit. So you know how I was talking about that second round conversion for fnatic after the pistols?
Yeah, they were the second highest in the tournament.
Yeah, yesterday was at 90%. So actually FURIA were the highest. Too bad they haven't won a pistol. fnatic has actually dipped down a bit after yesterday's games. They've lost 1 force buy in this one here, but they've been able to convert all the second rounds other than that one. So things are looking pretty good for them, but they're only down to 83.3% right now.
This is a play both teams like to do. Boosting, normally it's the AWPer, but this time they're actually boosting Crims to try and catch the aggressive line. Gives you a bit of a better line of sight. And JW, he is slipping out of sight. Just
oh dear.
Gonna be able to lull Art into a false sense of security.
Art's gonna have no idea either, Alex.
He's just gonna be calling connect to clear. Now he's gonna close that gap a whole lot quicker than Art was, I was gonna say, ready for. Seems like he was. Nice work from Brolin on the trade. Vinny's aggression not working out for him as Flusher lines up for his utility from Palace. It is only gonna be a flashbang. That's all he's got on his utility belt.
Yuri are fully rotated here. Queserato and Art, they're now on the scene. Yuri's still towards window, but this is going to be the A finish, so it's going to be all 8 members remaining in the server right now, ready to brawl.
All right, strap yourselves in. This could get messy. Henny likely going to be the first man to find contact as they start to cross. And caught with a bomb in his hands. It doesn't matter. Golden keeps him safe. Repositioning now. Yuri, however, alongside Queserato with the advance.
Bomb down.
Bomb is loose, and it's in the middle of nowhere. Yuri gets the timing right, knows the retrieval was going to be imminent. That's him straight through, suppressing fire from Crims as they do manage to scoop it up. It's Flusher. Reunited, just the 2 of them. They can make it if they try.
Not anymore.
24 seconds.
Is he going? Is he actually going for it?
It's gonna
you
be,
madman,
Flusher.
Flusher.
Be tight as hell.
Crims has to make... Oh, he's thought better of it.
Oh, interesting. Now Crims uncertain and unable to do too much. Flusher's just going to have to come knife out from...
Does he even have time now?
He hasn't got time. This is an awkward one.
There's no time.
This is awkward.
Yikes.
And so the first round on the board for FURIA, as you do see an interesting choice, perhaps just not quite a cursory glance at the clock. It could have been 29 instead of 24.
Yeah, look, when there was 30 seconds, if he picked it up and immediately just started hightailing it there, then yeah, look.
Perhaps reacting
Still
to
would
a
have
call
been
from
close.
perhaps reacting from a call from his teammate just a little too late. Like someone said, go B, maybe even Crims, and then unfortunately it just didn't quite process or stick it together. It can look silly, of course, when you have our beautiful UI overlay and every single POV, X-ray.
X-ray does help a lot.
It really does.
You forget that what the players can see, but Golden is going to barrel straight up A ramp here. He's going to get stuck now. He's going to be extinguishing the Molotov to get away, but mid's where the action is.
Yeah, Crims did that in the pistol. Got himself a double kill. Seems like Yuri, however, in the off angle, catches JW on the clear. And so dust settles, and we reach the 90-second mark. You notice just a 4v4 again. Early battles kept even.
Look how pushed up we've got right now in these B apps. They're not going to check this.
There's no way. Or is there? Golden, he had a little look, but instead, that's going to put a rifle in the hands of Serato, and he can leap away. Dream turn of events for FURIA in round 4 here. Vinny's tucked in on the corner. That's a fight that Brolin can win, and now we return. Level and even keel. FURIA completely separate. 1A, 1B, and Yuri floating. He's going to be joining his teammate Henny with the knowledge of presence in middle. It certainly makes sense. He can support in some capacity.
Henny hasn't been activated yet this series. Definitely not from what we saw yesterday. Now could be his time to shine and step on up right here because 3 angry Swedes are coming in his direction.
It's perfect. Bomb down. Info gained. He knows there's another one there. Flusher tries to take the fight. The last bullet doesn't quite connect. Operating with just 9 HP now.
Done enough.
Finishes it off. Henny. You put him in the spotlight and he's delivered. With 20 seconds left, Brolin, he has got an impossible task ahead of him. He's picked up the bomb short. Perhaps a back route to B is open, and Serato's aware of that. 13 seconds. You'd have to start making noise, start making it clear. And here it comes. Bounce leap straight into Serato, and the second on the board for Brazil.
Yeah, playing his percentages there, trying to isolate one duel if he possibly could. Knew that individual was over towards Catwalk because he copped that nade to the back earlier in the piece, and now fnatic with the 2 individuals who actually saved across guns. It's going to be curious to see what they want to pull on out. Crims is invested right now in the SG.
It's all Henny, wasn't it? From the mid-round.
Yeah, playing, I think I named that door Gatsby.
Ooh.
I don't know why,
How
just because it's a great Gatsby and it's a big door. So I don't know. I didn't really cotton on with my teammates, but look.
JKS is like Gats, he's in Gats.
He just said, shut up, Chad.
I learn more and more about the dynamics of your team with every passing
No, they
year.
wouldn't have told me to shut up.
Did seem a little out of character.
Justin would just roll his eyes.
Right.
And I would never catch that, so that doesn't really matter. But Crims right now, he has all the work to do. He's the only player that's invested here. We can see everybody else on the Fnatic side just have those Glocks in hands, and FURIA get a chance here to take away the lead early in this piece. We are going into the flurry of round number 5. It will be an A finish, as we can see Fnatic. Several members in halls and a couple on a ramp. The jump peak will allow Crims to step out with confidence.
It was just trying to set the teammates up. Rollins actually managed to make the Glock work. Of all things, didn't lose a single point of health. They managed to find 2. Vinny, Henny, now forced to watch as this one could start to spiral out of control. A frag here from Crims would start that spiral. Yuri jiggling, trying to draw their attention so Art can do something from stairs. However, it's just a nade, and it's going to be Yuri's double kill now all onto Crims. He had to be the one to step up, and already 2 kills, but unfortunately for him, he's caught in transition. FURIA, they've got 3 back-to-back here. Yes, Fnatic, they have got every pistol of this series, but FURIA, they're usually quite quick to get back on the pulse.
Yeah, and well, the AWPs haven't really been able to come out just yet, but I think that'll change going into round number 6. For Fnatic, that won't be the case. Nobody has enough to afford, but FURIA, they're going to drop one across. We can see it sitting on the floor right there. The big green.
A lightning strike, a real retro, little throwback. See what he can do with it.
Well, this is going to be a fast round through mid here.
Oh,
The deep
he's done
smokes are
that.
coming on in.
Oh, maybe deliberate. I'm going to stop getting upset.
Does it
Got himself
to
a gap.
obscure
Dude,
the smoke?
he did scuff the HE on Inferno,
Yes,
though, right?
he did.
Okay,
He definitely did.
Thank you. Thought it had happened again, but he's obviously 2 steps ahead, and I'm 10 steps behind.
Curious if that smoke that he's thrown is a bit of a one-way for himself there. So he stopped their smoke, thrown one of his own, and if they want to boost on through, that smoke's actually quite deep, at least from the perspective of Henny, so he'll see them coming on through that window. Getting very close in connector, and once again, JW, well, we know he loves this.
This is such a fnatic play. flusha was doing it on Nuke as well. He just sits in the smoke as it dissipates, hoping to catch a CT who hasn't been keeping track at the time. Henny onto Brolan, using that AWP. First one we've seen so far here on Mirage, and already starting to pay dividends. Nice work from Art. 2 early frags puts fnatic in dire straits. It doesn't look like they're going to be regrouping. Crims is on his way as well towards the A site.
Haven't been able to isolate Jules to play out these mid-rounds like they normally can, so losing too early is very, very strugglesome, and they're not stringing out across the map trying to isolate B players, and they're just grouping up. So over towards A, we will see the play. Fosh is actually leaving App's position to come on back towards A ramp.
And Golden makes it clear he intends to be the first one in, leaving the bomb behind of him. Gets the smoke towards jungle, and that's a lovely angle from Art. How? Golden's got another. Will finally go down, but gives his teammates a chance, and Henny, he's having absolutely none of it. Won't be ready for another one, surely. Queserato arrives just when he needs to. Bomb will not go down. Round will go the way of FURIA. So 4 now to 2, as this is all back to back to back to back.
Coach not happy there. Bit of a reaction in the background. Notepad to head, even though they're able to pick up the round. Maybe they didn't grab a weapon that he wanted them to get. I'm not quite sure what the scenario was there, but
maybe just had like an itchy forehead.
Potentially, but to me it looked like a little bit of frustration. So let's see what fnatic can run at them here. We can see a bit of a mix buy coming on in. JW going to invest in the Mac 10. flusha with the signature CZ. Eagles across the board. I think they just want to go and try and get some fights, see if they can get some confidence going here. The mid-smoke will land, and through that they'll push, jumping on down flushes to push Art off the line, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get JW trying to get into the connector, and more fights are offered up as Golden falls as well. This one should be dealt with relatively easily.
Yeah, this is comfortable. They're lounging right now. Crims, a 1 versus 5 with a Deagle and 1 HP.
I want to make a bit of a statement here, Alex.
Go on.
And this is not in the context of this match, but obviously the Counter-Strike that we've been seeing over this week has been very brawly, lots of buys, making it work with whatever kind of weapons that you can, right? Now, if FURIA are going to punish teams who are going for lower buys, or if anybody is going to punish teams going for these lower mixed buys, I'm going to be a little bit happy because I want to see the standard Counter-Strike, you know, slowly come back into play.
You mean heavy investment rewarded?
Yeah, you know, doing all the things right, ticking all the boxes.
Did get 2 body shots into Art, but unfortunately that is where the story stops. Now just going to maybe throw a rifle out. Oh, who's got strong hands? Didn't quite work out. Yeah, no, it did. Krieg's in the hands of Yuri. He'll be throwing that over to his teammate Art, getting it all swapped and sorted. But FURIA posting quite a solid defense. I will remind you as well that there is somewhat of a conversation to be had about fnatic and their CT sides. It was actually their game, I believe it was versus Evil Geniuses. It was all on the T side, on Mirage, where they managed to pick up that ridiculous round, ridiculous scoreline.
Well, we've got the AKs back out here. No AWP in play for JW at all here, so they're just going to be keeping this one up close and personal to those smokes like we've been seeing time and time again. This time round, Golden's the one top middle selling out this fake. You can see the window and cat smoke on the radar, and over towards A they go. Pouncing off the flash. Well, and he's going to get that one with ease.
Did manage to get himself tucked in on that corner, however, flusha certainly knows what's going on. His teammates are providing some support though. Vinny's still kicking. He's low and high for a second as well there as his ladder. Smooth moves, still going. Art onto Golden puts the lead once again in favor of FURIA. There's so much time on the clock, but at fnatic they're acting so frantic. Taking some of that control. Vinny finally will be found. Crims, nice shot there, and information on Henny still remaining. CT! Art wasn't ready either. Crims doing it all for fnatic now, puts Henny into, well, I was going to say retreat, but Crims does not let that happen. This round is all him. 1 versus 2. Queserato has taken away the hard hitter and puts Brolan and flusha. Staring down the barrel, flusha likely to find the first here in the off angle. Lovely work. And fnatic, they break the drought. They had the first 2 off the pistol and its conversion, but this is the one with the weapons.
And they've picked up the AWP, so now that's going to come into play. We might see JW getting activated a little bit more on the extremities of the map, maybe going for an A ramp pick if he gets a B spawn, potentially going for a jump spot over towards that side of the map, seeing if he can pick up anybody a little bit lazy or maybe overextending with their duels. But you're right, Kim's? Yeah. Crims.
That's his cousin.
Yeah, well, he's outside. They're watching.
Yeah.
He was the MVP of that round, that's for sure. Getting the impact where it was needed, and right now it's going to force FURIA down to a bit of a save round. We're going to see pistols across the board. Yesterday we did see them pick up a full eco victory against the Renegades.
Look at this info, though. Straight up Palace, they can at least surely do something with that. I say that, oh no, they're coming straight through connector. Yuri's back turned, and they might even accelerate on that. Perhaps not, though. Not forgetting that they don't quite know what's going on now. With K-Serato's aggression, B's does suggest that there will be more presence A. Counter-strike. Funny game, though. And had Art spotted that bomb in T-spawn, could have perhaps set himself up for a ratty corner. Instead, though, Flusher will check this, and Art's going to hate that. So low. Flusher brought down to 8. Back turned, and another one. 2 members of fnatic close, but no cigar. Do not fall. And now we go towards the even keel.
Yeah, an AWP from K-Serato could be dropped over to Henny if they want to make sure that he can get all the utility that he requires behind that. Art, similar situation. Yuri, not enough money in their bank to really buy a whole lot. He get an M4 with the Kevlar, an 8 or 2, depending on what preference he has there. But they're talking over their options right here as the coach. He's going to call a timeout. He's going to give them the information that they need to know, because once again, we'll let you know one more time, ladies and gentlemen, this is a game for 40,000 smackaroos. The winner of this will go on to the grand final where they face EG. Loser will go out in 3rd place with 40k to their name. Now, if you look at the scores right here as we have this lovely cam path coming on in. 12 kills to Crims, 8 for Brolin, 6 for Golden, 3 apiece for Flusher and JW. You can see where the impact's coming from early. Score 4-5 in favor of FURIA here. Opted just for the single AWP in the hands of Henny.
Different look from fnatic this time. Brolin and Flusher are going to be throwing nades towards A. However, it's all a ruse. The tightest of lines held by JW. Looking to try and use that utility to draw players away from middle and B. And they commit to this fully. The frag is just the first, hoping for the trade instead.
It's on the rotation.
It has managed to pull at least one.
He's out of position.
Completely now. K-Serato just a UMP does try and dip under cover. They start to push. Yuri in support from short, catches Crims, and JW T-side AWPing working out for him. Golden finds the head. Art with a crucial frag, and he does succeed. So now the pressure is on. 1 from Kitchen, 1 from Apps. JW makes it just 1. Burning though is Golden, so now a 1v1. Art looking to play around the smoke, and he heard the steps. Did he hear the dismount? Seems like he's going to be, acting as such. Dropping out, looking to draw fire. He could defuse if he gets the info, but a whole lot more than that. It will be the kill. JW shuts him down, puts it 5-5.
Very important round. 3
frags from him. They had rifles on that B take, but it's the AWP that finds the crucial shots necessary.
Look at the coach. This is what I'm talking about. Head in hands. Not looking happy, reading his notebook, making some notes.
Maybe he's just he's a practical thinker, you know, like he scratches his chin and he does all the gesticulations of a thinker. Oof.
So JW didn't know Art was out there. We could see he was scoping up towards the apartments. That's lucky he hit that shot. Art had played him there in that one, and JW was just a little bit quicker on the trigger. And this time round, well, Yuri, he's fast to fire. Golden will be taken on down, and it is the eco, and he will offer up his life into the flames.
Take me, take me.
Still gets dangerous though, as fnatic are bunched up. They don't have map control over towards A, so they don't know if there's any information that's been taken there. Very passive watching mid is where they want to fight. Roll's going to step out. He'll get traded. Now Flush at him. Well, I was going to say mop up the mess.
Too bad. Good damage given the investment. fnatic, you can see the completely justified hesitance. K-Serato is an unknown entity at this point in time. They're considering the push through T-spawn. Now they group up and they make it an impossible task. Admittedly, given the fact that they're low and they know that some pistols, even a Deagle was bought, they will fully respect until they have the information. K-Serato is making sure he's quiet about it. They, however, are not. All the info for K-Serato is he's going to nicely and quietly be able to get himself towards short. Now he's trying to get the timing to stop that plant. Oh no! A little bit of a warning shot there. There was an AK top mid. You might want to try and grab that, and does so.
Had a choice of skins there as well.
What a luxury. Speaking of, that's quite a pretty one. You ever fallen sucker for the skin game,
Nah,
Chad?
man.
Not even one where you're like
Nah.
slightly attached to?
Nah. The skins that I like are my souvenir skins from the majors.
Oh, I do. I have that as well.
They've got some sentimental value.
I've got two, I think both SMGs, a PP Bison and a UMP that dropped during my first major cast.
Well, that's quite nice.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So I opened those up.
I think I've got most of mine from the games I played. Most of them would be from that Titan game. I've got a couple from that TSM game.
Sponge stickers are looking good.
The thing is, someone sent me one. It was a Tech 9, but they'd scratched off the enemies one. So they'd put like, it had the Sponge gold one, it had the Renegades gold one, and then it had the event, and then they'd scratched off the opponent. It's like, you kind of ruined it a bit, didn't you?
Well,
but beggars can't be choosers.
That's what they say.
All right, round number 12 about to get underway. That saved AK is going to do a lot right now for the bank balance of FURIA because they are going to need to get into this one right here. A couple of notes from their Renegades game yesterday. On their T side, when they were able to execute in, so we still have a couple of rounds before we get there, they were winning 3-on-4s. They were winning, 2v4s. Those kind of rounds right there where maybe Renegades, if they weren't so sloppy in those retake situations, could have had more success. But maybe it's a strength of FURIA, so we're going to wait and see. On their CT side right now, the double ults will be brought on out. Art and Henny. Let's see what kind of impact these two can find because it's one of the most potent double AWP setups I think we've got right now. These guys, we've got Chris J and Woxic, who's got KNG and Fallen on the come up.
Chris J and Woxic, I was asking that question yesterday on the desk about, potent double mixes. That's a good one to add to the list. Unfortunately, though, for Mouse, not a great tournament, not a great start for Crims. Gobbles up some nades, puts him down to 27. This is an early presence in Palace, though, from J-Dubs.
Yeah, he's going to be smoked off. I just want to note with this setup right here, something that they can do with this is actually have the AWP towards middle, but it looks like they want to get close a ramp instead.
Going to boost over this, and they're going to find the frag. That's a lovely reactionary play from fnatic. Stealing an early man lead.
They were going for a setup that looks like Fallen is popularized with the AWP very close a ramp. Henny's going to still stand strong. He's not going to have that rifle as a bailout anymore, and now more and more pressure could be applied from middle as every second ticks on past. JW still in that holes position as well, so when he swings on out late round, if they want to go A, control the rotations between stairs and window, very pivotal position with the AWP.
Interesting setup. They've got Golden looking to feign. I don't know if that was a fake step deliberately, trying to draw an aggressive B-Apps player. K-Serato's done it a couple of times, been pushed up. And will be throwing out a smoke towards the site. And in perfect sync with that smoke. Blooming! Oh, that was a quick one from Henny. The jiggle from Flusher, not quite swift enough, and the AWP starting to find them. How did Golden go down? We'll see it again. JW, however, not giving up in this round just yet. 2 AWPs. Should that bomb go down, this gets awkward. And Henny, already eliminated, puts K-Serato and Art into a disadvantage. With 15 seconds, though, fnatic are still feeling the pressure. They have to get that bomb down, and JW still has not left apps. It doesn't matter, though. Flashed and fragged. K-Serato to clutch. Admittedly low, but so are his chances. It will just be an AWP retrieval.
I'd love to see this kid try and go for one of these clutches. He is just playing the percentage. I understand, the call comes in, let's get the AWP for one of our big fraggers, one of the guys who can open up the bank account at the start of rounds. He's just the B anchor, but we've seen what this guy can do. I'd love to just get him activated with that AK, barrel on in. Crims and JW are both low. Sure, we get the luxury of knowing that information, but I want to see what he's got. I want to see if he's got the clutch in him.
I'm totally with you, but when you sprinkle in the context of this being a third map in a battle for 3rd and 4th, of course, an opportunity to get to the grand final as well. $500,000 tournament. It's not something that FURIA are attending every day. Serato even treating himself to a little utility. He manages to find a molly, an incendiary, to be more specific.
What they could do right now is give that AWP over to either Art or Henny. K-Serato could even keep it because he's the one with armor. Use him in a very aggressive stance.
See that frag that Art got? Doesn't look like we'll get to see it. It was through the wall.
Yeah, I think when I looked back at the radar, thanks to Starladder's very, very nice radar.
Right with the kills.
You could actually see it. He just is actually committing for a frag. So.
Okay, because he threw the smoke as well. I guess that was Golden's plan, and Art caught out early. But K-Serato, that's some aggression.
Surely
he knows where one is. Sees the elbow, takes the shot. Flusher eliminated, and he can Scarpa. Job done. Mission accomplished. You've got 2 AWPs, and that's pretty much it. Both of them finding the first frag.
Look how cheeky JW is. You wouldn't be expecting someone to really aggress like this with the Glock as well. JW! You can't do him like that!
Oh, Yuri! He gets absolutely slapped still. 2 versus 2. Henny Has to be the hero. He hears the bomb going down. Can't quite find him. Instead, Crim's close quarters. Trying to draw the fire for the 5-7 push. And FURIA, they're making this work. A lot from a little. Smoke onto the bomb now. No kit. You have to remember that. Golden has got a real shot here. Oh, but Vinny, perfect.
Can't go wide.
Perfect positioning from it. I think he got off the defuse. Yeah, he's back on it now. Henny will deal with it. And FURIA couldn't do it with a full bio, but they can when Henny and Art are opening up the round. Excuse me, I'll correct myself. It was Keserato who kept the AWP.
He kept it.
And he played aggro apps. I don't think Flusher was expecting that one.
I don't think that Keserato was expecting someone that close. He got lucky there was the jiggle on the corner, and we've got the GG.bet odds on the screen here. Still favoring Fnatic right now, but FURIA, well, they're putting up fight. They're seeing if they can reel this half back in. 7-6 right now. Fnatic will get another buy on the board. That plant definitely helping, and JW will have an AWP of his own. Keserato will be holding on to that AWP by the looks of things, so Art, he's going to be just down to that rifle, making a bit of a switch up here.
Broke.
Fake A right now. That was hopefully Golden to find a kill. He couldn't get anything done. You can see the smokes landing on the site. It won't even draw the rotation, and now Fnatic left 4 on 5 quite early in the round. 1 minute and 35 seconds left on the clock. They want to pump over towards this B bomb site.
Those are the calls. Those are the plays that when they work, it just looks so perfect. Golden gets a kill. The rotate comes in. They can walk out apps. Instead, though, now a numbers disadvantage for Fnatic. The bomb, admittedly, not with the pack. Not too far away, within arm's reach. JW considering a walk through that smoke. You can hear the drop off from Yuri, and the nade will come into very little success. Oh, an opportunity. Keserato narrowly missing out.
You can see what I mean when I talk about Fnatic being strung out. You mentioned the bomb being down, but they're just sitting in the back line. So if JW gets that kill, they can accelerate if they want, or they could even drop back and hopefully cut off rotations, find more kills. But because nothing has happened, because no kill has gone down, they don't feel committed. Even if JW had died there, Fnatic are going to consider their chances in a 3-on-5 pretty well. They win a lot of rounds like that.
There's only one more smoke, though. One single smoke grenade, but so many flashbangs. They combine that with some Molotovs, and you've got yourself a rather potent B hit. 30 seconds, that looks like that's going to be their intentions. Yuri playing anti-flash, he can tuck himself into the wall, he'll be able to respond, and Keserato's already drawn blood. Knows another's coming, stands his ground, and now Brolin has to do it all. He has the support of JW, and that's an exceptional catch. Keserato gone, now the site is theirs. This is looking for a 2 versus 5.
Oh, no one going to come through kitchen here, so the attention right now, Fnatic appears to be over that part of the map. Brolin, he's going to have to do a lot more here. 2 more coming his way.
Boost him up. This is going to be impossible for Brolin. Which both going to spot him. Eliminated and puts JW into dire straits. Nice Molotov. Not only does it stop them from getting onto the bomb, stops them from pushing him, and the angle was good. The shot was not. And now things are getting a little skew whiff. They're going to have to start to close this gap fast. Pre-firing, stops it. Now Henny can push JW! Absolutely outstanding. Brolin and JW up against all odds. 5 players stand between them and the 8th round, but they shrug it off.
FURIA missed their Molotov to Van. It bounced off the wall. It could have landed. It would have forced JW out into the open. He would have nowhere to go, but here he gets a chance to stand and deliver.
The fact that Vinny getting on that bomb, he must have felt so safe. You know, teammates pushing him. It's only an AWP. But that gap was all that JW needed to exploit, and that's going to put some real wind beneath the wings of Fnatic for this final round on the T side. 8-6 the score. A couple of sacrifices being made from the CTs. In fact, I'm not seeing too much in the form of utility. See how this one plays out. If you're a FURIA fan, 8-7 feels a whole lot better than 9-6.
See what I mean? The Fnatic, they break into that side. It feels like they're so disadvantaged, but they just always seem to back themselves in. They can make a miracle out of anything.
I mean, Brolin started that so exceptional. I mean, the fact that he catches Keserato, that round never even happens if he doesn't hit that shot as precisely as he did.
We're going to see some late window and connector smokes coming out here. Fnatic with a bit more of a tighter approach. Flash will come into connector, and that's going to allow Brolin to go for a pick. Entry fragger once again, but this time round, Art will deliver.
Drawing their attention, eats the flash, but keeps spraying. Golden equalizes. Yuri, he can't be ready for that. Golden, set up by his teammates, has done it all for Fnatic here in the last round of the first half of our 3rd map of our first game of our final day here at StarSeries I-League Season 8. 30 seconds thrust onto the clock with very little other than middle under their control. Henny's already on the dankest of flanks. Serato on the site with just an SMG. Time is his best friend here, 20 seconds. Secret about where they're going. Serato knows his objective. It's to find a first, quick. Now the bomb's loose. Vinny, Serato, it's 8-7. FURIA have handled it and will keep things as close as they possibly could. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will be finding out who will meet EG in the grand finals. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's our final half of our final map of our first game of our final day, FURIA versus fnatic. It's been quite the series. Both teams, of course, have been reaching peak form as they arrive here in the consolidation final. And it's into another pistol round, the final of the series.
Yeah, we're going the distance here in the pistol rounds. Well, fnatic have had all the luck on this one. 5 for 5 so far. If they can make it 6 from 6 and they lose the series, that could be absolutely catastrophic. However, FURIA, earlier in the piece, they were able to win a force buy after losing pistol with those coveted Kriegs.
What's that? What's a Krieg? Weapon?
The best gun in the game. You heard of Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, imagine him, but in a game.
The embodiment of Superman.
Yeah, and right now, we're going to see smokes and flashes getting ready to be thrown over towards that A bomb site. Nobody from fnatic waiting to receive. They've got their numbers over towards A. We've seen them do these retakes before. We saw it on Inferno. Maybe they can make it happen again. The rotation will come on through. But FURIA, they're going to get a free plant. Nobody's home.
Nice. No complaints so far from Brazilians, that's for sure. Walk in, and you kind of can't help but raise an eyebrow. We've been given the
flash
site,
here, Alex.
And they have one flash, perhaps even towards CT now. They've spotted Brolin. Yep, flying in now. Full white, a double peek, and another opportunity. Crims, however, onto Vinny nicely. Keeps all the men standing for fnatic towards this retake. This is going to be a brawl. They're all about to charge in. It's deathmatch. Yuri, he's gone down as well. They're all falling. Serato's given a chance, and so has Henny.
He's on it.
On the bomb, and Flush is still punching in the digits. He's going to be able to defuse right in front of Henny. And fnatic. Oh, I thought it would have been a knife. Flusher steals it. Okay.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. That plant will allow SGs to be bought, right? There will be Kriegs. There will definitely be Kriegs purchased right now. If we don't see them, I'll be very, very confused. And I see them getting dropped in spawn right now for the Ts. If we could go back and we had a hashtag clip at Chad moment going on there, the actual CTs in spawn, only one of them was facing to bait out that flush. The other two had their backs completely turned, waiting for that moment to spin on around. So fnatic well and truly prepared for that one. But look at this, 3 SGs, they're back out, they're ready to brawl and get stuck in, but it doesn't matter. The scout right there from JW. Puts Art to bed.
That is lovely work. They had Brolin alongside him as well. They knew what was coming, and they knew that that fight top mid, it favors a Krieg. Not when there's 2 peeking you, and not when JW's hitting shots like that. Serato, not quick to the flick, doesn't find Golden on the jump for info and B apps, and so he'll be backing away for now.
All right.
Good, significant damage actually. That's UMP.
Hello.
B's kind of off limits at this point. Very much similar setup actually towards the pistol, just the exception of course of Crims this time responsible for A. JW and Brolin, a crossfire will be established once the smokes do plume. A Molotov will hopefully in fnatic's mind, keep them at bay. Instead, though, they crawl up connector.
So much pressure on Crims here over towards Ticket. It looks like he's just going to allow them to push on up, maybe just watching the top of the stairs. Shouldn't dare take a fight down to connector knowing the Kriegs are in play. JW again, another scout headshot.
He's just doing it all. And a tag. Yuri's down to 15. It's on Henny, and he's been eliminated by Brollan. The scope weapons are not the ones you're expecting. Have worked out well here in the second round force bite from FURIA. Just Yuri left to try and save the day. fnatic, they're 6 for 6 on those pistol rounds, and now they've managed to convert it as well.
That's
10
3
then.
Kriegs available, and they picked them all up.
Oh, that's a gift, isn't it? FURIA have just sent a courier service and delivered them a beautiful package.
Wow, this is a really, really nice place to find yourself if you're fnatic. Look at the buy right here.
What a dream. And you've even got Brollan just sitting on a comfortable 4K, essentially, coming into the third round of play. That's after his buy, no less.
I think right now FURIA just need to hope if they can get a plant down. They have 2 flashes in the hands of Art. Maybe that's what they want to go for. See if they can go for a late round digit punch. Across the map right now, Art's the one with the flashes over towards B. So this is quite curious as the remainder of his teammates are spread out mainly towards A. And one just coming off the top of the push. Golden's going to see Art. He's not even going to get a chance to really use these flashes. That's not going to sell anything, mate. What?
Snake oil is what he's selling.
Yeah, and I can see frustration really just starting to creep in on the faces of some of these FURIA members. It's understandable. Didn't get enough damage done in that last. This could be a classic existence French tactical timeout. You take it in spawn, you just chill out, you look at each other, you talk it through, take a couple of deep breaths, get a deagle kill.
Maybe do some meditation, maybe bop JW with a Desert Eagle.
That's pretty cool too.
Might even try and set a teammate up in window here. Yuri just going to be sending Art on a mission. Fight towards ramp, one out nicely by Brollan. Art gets across. He knows there's one towards the CT side of things. Very little they can do with this, though. No armor on that M4 and 50 points of health. You could throw him out of this, throw FURIA out of a bomb plant. That's really the main objective here, but it's so unlikely. Look at the positioning. Crims can just tuck himself into that corner. No one necessarily to contest that one in particular. 2 frags and a bomb plant. Crims, he'll be mopping things up and keeping things clean for fnatic. They're only losing 1 man, but mission accomplished.
Yeah, maybe the flashes did get them the plan, Alex. Look.
Yeah, what do you know?
It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there, and that's definitely what FURIA...
I disagree.
You think it's about the journey?
Yeah, it's about the journey. And also, like, I'd rather take a plane than swim to America.
All right, well, I guess if we're looking at like that...
Sorry, Phil.
No, that's all right. Maybe it'd be a nice swim.
Could be, I guess, quite refreshing.
How do you feel about great whites?
Oh, probably the animal I'm most scared of in my life.
Okay, me too. Now, Art hasn't bought a gun yet.
Pulling a golden.
There we go. He'll finally invest. I was a little bit worried right there. But the AWP is out. Top mid smokes have come on down. Vinny now trying to battle for some control there as they've lobbed 3 of their own smokes down. Now, these are usually indicative of a fast B split. However, it looks like they want to be heading towards A.
This is exactly what fnatic are hoping for. Interesting hold. They've actually forgone the window hold and instead have JW sitting way back just watching the murder hole. Crimson support from connector. It's an interesting choice. Retaking it now. Not necessarily committing now. However, with Art's movements, it does seem like that's the case, especially now blood has been drawn. Yuri from ramp does find Brollan, one of the stars of the Mirage show here for Sweden. Through the smoke, he gets caught. Flush up. As it dissipated, he wasn't quite anticipating that. Now the numbers favor the South Americans. Looking to cross with the bomb. It's Art's responsibility. Henny to cover.
Trouble.
There's very little he can do. Henny, patience prevails.
See, there's no rush to plant the bomb. They have a huge number advantage, but there's no rush. They're just taking their time.
Oh, and that time has given Golden and Crims all the opportunities they needed. They punish, puts it back into a completely different looking round. Now, faking it out will get the info that Golden stuck around CT. That's something. But Crims, if they keep getting forced off of this bomb plant, which they don't, Golden couldn't quite find the line safely. Smoke and a flash for the CT retake. That's the flash. Forces him to tuck himself in. He has the info, but he can't leave. And where's Henny?
This smoke from Crims could be used to obscure vision, but do they know where Henny is? This is going to be great. This will give them the opportunity to cross here and maybe isolate that one kill. Henny has to hit this.
Now he jumps across. Now they can center their focus on Yuri, and he's done all he needed to. That's 3 frags in the round from Yuri. Now onto Crims.
Got the kit.
He has the kit, and he's on the bomb. Henny, is he going to call the bluff? He's going to find the frag necessary, and we've got a game. First round on the T side for FURIA, 4 rounds in.
Did feel a little bit disjointed, that approach towards the A bomb site. Not for FURIA, right? They just got a little bit of territory and then they just waited. But fnatic, flusha got caught with his pants down. You saw Brolin wasn't quite sure the players could have already been pushed out, and they had hedged over towards that site. Now, what I was going to say, what these Kriegs allow you to do is a setup we used to run back in the day with the AWP was you get the AWP up on ticket booth, because if teams want to take mid quite quickly, you position the AWP up on ticket and they're running into your line of sight, right? Yeah. You could do a similar thing with the Krieg from the firebox. You could be playing from the site and you can take that angle quite confidently, considering how much damage that weapon can do. Now look at this, tactical pause number 3 coming in right now from FURIA, and we're only at round 20. So if the going gets tough and this game is going down to the wire, FURIA aren't going to have their coach chipping in at all right here. Luckily though, fnatic appear to just be taking a light pistol upgrade. Brolin's dropped across a deagle. He had a little bit more bank balance than some of his teammates. This is a fnatic round to win. I feel like we haven't seen many of these come out, and maybe this could be the time.
Is Golden doing armor USP?
I think there's probably been a gun drop for him from... there you go.
I used to fall for that all the time.
Yeah, just wasn't in arm's reach at that moment. But look at this. The Deagles are very potent. We've got the P250 on JW and... Oh, never mind.
We had a P250 on JW. Caserato's seen that does not see much action.
If that timing was a little bit better, Golden had an opportunity to go for that kill. That was a fantastic flash. We saw how much it did. When Golden picked, he had already been able to move off the line. Wasn't close enough to actually follow up on that. And now... Oh, FURIA no.
Preemptively picks up the smoke, anticipating that fast fan molly. Not to be, though.
Okay, well, the 4v5 very early that's been gifted to them means that the fnatic type round that I was talking about is going to be much more difficult to pull on off. We're going to need someone around the middle part of the map here, a flusher or a Crims, to be picking up a multi-kill, or Brolin to be able to delay over towards this shadow position, as we see 4 members right now on the radar towards A, ramp, and halls.
Here comes the smokes. All the procedures in place, and the same can be said for the CTs. However, this is just going to be a flash and a push from Brolin. They were quite late out of the ramp, and he doesn't seem particularly ready for it. Bullets didn't quite find their heads. Instead, FURIA now have just 2 more to find in order to convert against this slight buy of fnatic. Behind, he was the only one not committing towards the A. Nice work from flusha to at least take 1 out of the equation, but that's going to be lovely. FURIA, they managed to get 2 back-to-back to start their T side off. The score in the second half, it's 3-2. fnatic winning that pistol and converting.
You have to remember here, the longer this game goes, the more drawn out it becomes, the better it becomes for EG. They're just sitting there in the wing. Sure, they won't be warmed up going into the grand final, but fnatic and FURIA, the mental exhaustion that may come into this best of 3, depending on how long we drag this one on out for, could be a factor.
This must be such a luxury as well if you're EG, just being able to watch your opponent on potentially maps that you're planning on playing and just a full 30 rounds of them, no less. Like, there's going to be pages of that strat book that you get a fresh look at before the grand final.
Having to prep for 2 games, not knowing if you're even going to make it that far. Lots of work for the analysts and the coaches of the teams here. Now, once again, it looks like it wants to be mainly an A play from FURIA. They were set up waiting for a pick, and he didn't find anything after going fishing. Now they move across to start setting up their utility. We can see nobody actually playing on the bomb site right now from this fnatic squad. Brolin over towards Ticket. Crims in his signature position of connector. Now the nades come over again. Let's see if they limp on out, or if they do it with a bit more pace. Fake. So we can see that they've thrown nades. They're dropping on back. They want to try and reinitiate towards top mid. Note how many smokes are left. There's still 3 smoke grenades, which means we can have a CT smoke, a stairs, and another jungle or, I guess, connector smoke coming on out here from FURIA to create that wall. It's going to be a bit of a double pump.
Yeah, this is interesting. fnatic didn't flinch a second time. Now the rain and hail of utility with mid-presence arrives. This is powerful. This is potent. flusha, that's important. Fight! Still nice work from Yuri. Looks to transition towards connector instead. Crims now rocking a hard place. He can't go further. He has to go up the stairs. And Vinny As soon as that smoke clears, we'll have an opportunity to find that frag. Never mind, there's a gap. Good damage. Really cognizant that he could get pushed. Henny, however, quick on the trigger. 4 versus 3 now. The CTs still look to aggress, actually. JW with a haphazard smoke and a push, which will not be rewarded. Instead, 3 quick frags, and FURIA find double digits. That's a happy coach, roaring at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, that's not the head in the hands like we saw before. He's starting to get stuck into this one. And fnatic, once again, with another buy where they couldn't get all the goodies. It wasn't Christmas for them. They had a couple of lumps of coal in that stocking. You could see they didn't have AWPs. They didn't really have all the utility that they needed to, you know, play a more aggressive stance at the start of the round. They're giving up a lot of map control. FURIA, with a double pump, you bait out that early utility that they have left. You throw out the second wave, well, they don't have anything left for the retake. So here, fnatic, they're feeling the pressure of not being able to buy everything, not having their individuals be able to pick up multiple kills. Now, a save once more.
And the more I watch them, the more I understand why you said you love watching Art play. Watch him cool.
This game isn't going at the same pace as when we saw EG versus fnatic, right? Because that just felt like balls to the wall Counter-Strike, just constant biffs everywhere. It was just fights across the map, people just getting stuck into people's faces. Sure, we're seeing the mid-smoke, sure. We're seeing aggression, but is JW going to get lucky this time? No, that's the answer. No deal.
No deal.
You guys have that show? Deal or no deal?
Yeah, I think that was ours.
I think, well, we had it as well.
Yeah,
I
just want to take credit that Britain came up with that game show concept.
That's fine. You sent us to what you thought was a prison.
Oh,
it turns out to be the most beautiful country in the whole world.
Okay. Yep, sorry, we're going to cut you off there.
But yeah, no, our guy was a drunk, so I don't know what your guy was, but...
he wore flamboyant shirts and had hair that was trapped in the 80s.
Okay. Sounds like me.
Yeah, maybe. Good damage from Crims. Managed to take just 1 away with the USB, but this round actually is over. Yuri confirms it. And so FURIA now starting to really run away with things. That's 4 on the trot. Quick look at the frag totals. Does paint quite the picture, actually. Interestingly enough, for the first time in quite some time, flusha unable to have too much of an impact. We're 23 rounds in, 22, 7 frags to his name, and quite the contrast. Brollan and Crims are the stars of this show. Lightly supported by JW as well at 17, 22 and 21 respectively for the top of the Swedish leaderboard. And we're straight back into it. Round 23, JW. Oh, what? He looked for a shot. Instead, it's the Krieg. Powerful removal of 2 members of fnatic. And it's still 1 minute 40 on the clock.
It's the pace that we're missing.
That's a shift. Jeez Louise.
Brollan is isolated here. If he gets away with anything more than 1 kill, he has done fantastically well, doing his absolute best. But look, flusha and Golden, they need to already be considering the save, and the hunt, it could be on right now.
Damn. 3 people crossing, multiple targets. He does set his sights on 1, but JW already overwhelmed, and a swift shot from Vinny to open things up. Keserato was quick as well. They really did just hold W.
Feels like FURIA have really grabbed this game right now, and they're steering it back in the direction that they need to go. We don't have these miracle fnatic rounds coming on out. We're not seeing much of the brawl, much of the fight to be able to stop this. They're just losing the duels, and that's it. They're dead. The round's over, and there's not a lot that they can do or say about it. FURIA continuing this lower bracket run in the playoff.
Can I have the scalps again, please?
So far, in this run, 2-0 versus Vitality, 2-0 versus G2, 2-0 versus Renegades, and now if they take this one, it will be a 2-1, but a victory nonetheless against fnatic, who EG have said they thought they were the only other real opponent in this tournament. I'm paraphrasing.
On multiple occasions, of course, in their actual interview themselves, they made it clear that it was going to be tough to prepare for all of those teams. However, they were most likely anticipating fnatic. Wow, FURIA. That's something to say about that.
Here's the issue, right? We can see fnatic are buying into this because they had those 2 saved guns, but JW has had to buy into a FAMAS, right? Guns can be dropped across from flusha and Golden right now to Crims and Brollan. Crims and Brollan, they can have all the utility that they need. That's fine. I've just seen Crims buy into a Deagle. So has JW just like tilt bought here? Because I don't think the buy was the call. They're not that far in a hole that they necessarily need to go for this right now. If they just played off the 2 rifles that they had, then they would still be able to buy in the following. But now they're feeling like they...
Well, they haven't. They've
everyone but JW.
Yeah, everyone else is kind of stuck to the game plan. Interesting observation, a good catch. Perhaps that is a bit of an oopsie.
Now, we just saw that pace come out right now from FURIA. I don't think they'll go for that again. They could very easily feign it. I want to see them do similar scenes to what we saw before, where they'd fake out all that utility. Look, the mid-smokes are coming in. Like I said before, these ones right here, especially the ones limping along catwalk, indicative of a B split. And this time around, maybe they actually do want to head in that direction, because right now, JW is about to boost Flusher up, but K-Serrano is going to see it. He's going to get the kill. Is he going to hunt down JW?
He knows there's another one. What's he up to on the retrieval mission?
What's he expecting?
This is quite the turn of events. Lemony Snicket, eat your heart out. This is a series of unfortunate events. First a buy, now caught with his pants around his ankles on a retrieval mission. And now all onto Golden. Then he gets the info on the jump safely. He's running out of chances, just the one frag to show for this round of play here. fnatic locked out in the cold, the refrigerated kitchen.
Oh my God.
4 frags from K-Serrano in that one.
24 to his name? When did this happen?
It's been I'm telling you, it's been a quiet one, you know? Think about FURIA. K-Serrano, he drops 30. I can't remember a single frag.
Yeah, me either.
Whereas Henny, quick flick.
I remember a quick flick. That's close enough to the meme.
Yeah, it wasn't my best work.
What's JW thinking here?
He's got a FAMAS. He's like, oh, get rid of
just going to back off?
No,
like,
every time, I think basically it was every time he looked at the FAMAS, he felt guilty. He's like, I'm going to get this out of my vision.
Look at their buy now, though. Here we go. So Golden, he said, oh, listen, JW, I know you don't manage your money very well. I'll give you an AWP. Bring out the double AWPs.
JW's the uni student calling his dad. Hey, man. Listen, I didn't know how much a WKD costs, okay?
He's got this degree in marine biology. Turns out the world doesn't need 753 bloody marine biologists, and now
I'm going to be a poet.
Yeah. K-Serrano, the man of the moment, he's just been taken out by Flusher, finally getting activated here, now finding himself with 8 kills. As you mentioned before, very, very quiet. The double AWP change-up was quite potent for FURIA when they got it into K-Serrano's hands in the later stages of that first half. So maybe fnatic trying to take a page out of their book. But they want to reinitiate on this bomb site. Maybe they can overwhelm Flusher right now.
It's certainly not impossible. That was quite aesthetically pleasing. Both transitioning in perfect unison on the shot from Henny. But there is a push going on the other side of the map. Brollan having a whole lot of info will enable the rotate to come in early from JW. Flusher finding, actually it's JW instead with the double AWP setup. Now Golden's SMG is primed and ready for one. Quick onto second frag from JW. Now dancing on the site is Vinny. Up against the odds, looking for a 1 versus 5. The bomb within his grasp. And to play around with the sound cues, draws JW into his line of sight. It's Brollan.
Good damage, though.
Long crawl from him from A. Does pick up the AWP as well.
And they won't be able to get the second AWP. Crims was too far away. He was over at that catwalk position. There was no way that he could just teleport into the bomb site and grab that secondary AWP. So what was just the key to success right there for fnatic might not be able to be bought on through. Flusher will be dropped 1. Maybe JW will just buy into a scout. No, never mind. I've seen a UMP get bought. That'll be dropped across to JW. Maybe Flusher feels that he needs it more. Quite a curious buy going into this one right here. FURIA, well, they're back on board with all their Kriegs. Going to throw out some nades and flashes early towards this B bomb site, trying to bait out any utility. And once again, they're going to allow Flusher to play for information. But this aggressive mid play is very, very interesting. It's just 2 men. All the pressure on Brollan over towards A.
K-Serrano. It's so unlikely that he goes on a one-man mission mid.
Late round, he could potentially catch a rotation, depending on the timing here. But I would expect Crims to push and maybe try and go for a flank. So that's a duel to look out for. K-Serrano versus Crims, potentially top, mid, late. Brollan's just put down a smoke towards the A ramp. That's going to buy them a little bit more time.
Lining up for some smokes. That's CT in the hands of K-Serrano. It doesn't have too much more alongside that smoke, just a Molotov for him, but his teammates got plenty. And so the smokes start to fly.
Was the TSM execute?
Yeah, they're going to be trying to plant that smoke potentially. Brollan aggressive, it will be traded. Yuri, does he continue with this kind of pace? You can see the mid-aggression is about to go down in perfect synchronization with the pullback on A. K-Serrano was not anticipating Crims that early. It works wonderfully for fnatic as they're looking to string together 2 defensive rounds back-to-back. Instead, the change of plans with 30 seconds left, it seems like it's going to be a pincer. 1 apps, 2 mid. Eyes set on Flusher's location. Crims can support him, though. There is no nades to be seen for the Brazilians. And with 20 seconds, he's actually playing it passive. They could walk this. Oh.
Did you see the barrel?
I don't know if he did. I don't see the reaction. Yeah, GW's already charging. It's on to Flusher with 10 HP. Henny gets the shot. 13 seconds. Can they get that bomb down uncontested? The Molotov. Oh, he's going to be
not getting him. It's not touching him.
Untouched. Excuse me. Porqué. Down to 44.
This is winnable right now for FURIA. This could be huge.
Oh, he's going to be coming from short. Golden's even considering quick pickup.
He did get a Molotov during this.
He went all the way to the top of mid to get it. Now, nice shot from Henny. Gonna try and draw the fire in for his teammate. Great shot on the reposition. Golden gone. Still paranoid about Apps. Crim's coming from one direction. Now Henny has to do it all. Oh my God! Henny, he's got a 1 in his name, and he's the #1 in the server. With a play like that, 14 on the board for FURIA as he snatches it from the Swedes, and they're broken. 2,900, 35. They've got peanuts, and it's about to be 2 rounds away from a grand final for the Brazilians. Let's see that again. That's brilliant, but this is so quick. A wiggle. He's almost celebrating immediately as this was his team.
Wow, to think that they stopped the A attack. They just stopped the A push.
So fiery.
And Flusher just got completely caught out there. I don't know if he realized that Cat was open. You could see him getting peppered from both angles. Art was coming through Apps, nice and noisy. They got past Crims. And that there's only the second time out for fnatic here. We are in the danger zone right now, going into round 27. You've outlined the money, Alex. It's not great at all. Crims has bought into a Famis. This is do or die. This is all in from fnatic. They've shoved.
Wow. Yeah, the chips.
But they haven't as a team. Ooh, look at this. JW hasn't invested. Golden hasn't invested. Brolin hasn't invested.
Okay, seems disarray in the communications, perhaps. fnatic starting to waver.
What happened to Golden? He just got knifed by a teammate.
Oh my!
It's fallen apart.
What's happening here? FURIA is just going to be they're not spotted. Art going to be slowed by the Molotov. Now back turn. Golden with half health will be finished off. Flusher with the assist. That's an all-key situation. Instead, though, he will find just 1. That could be enough if his teammates provide. Instead, though, it's Vinny onto J-Dubs. Now just 2 remain for the CTs. The bomb's yet to be planted. They don't have to hasten this one up, and Brolin finds a gap in the smoke.
Another!
And then the good damage. He's down to 22. Crims has a FAMAS. He'll be able to finish that job all nicely. And so Brolin's going to stand his ground. Molotov will force a reposition. Got a real shot at this now. Looking to steal it away after so many foot faults from fnatic. Pushing in. Yuri's patience does pay off. And now Henny can hold the line. What can you do here, Crims? Makes it clear he still stood his ground in kitchen with the shots hoping to stop that plant, or at least catch the low HP player. Instead, it's FURIA on 15. 1 round away from the grand finals. $40,000 can be acquired and take that step up in prize pool with 1 more round of play.
fnatic are tilted off the face of the planet right
Clearly.
now. Some of these plays, some of these decisions, I'm just not computing. It doesn't make sense, and it gets worse.
We've got a golden JW double AWP coming into this one. Not going to be throwing it to a teammate. He will be taking this one to B. Wow, it's rare you see such clear indications of mindset of a team.
Yeah.
Certainly without player cams, you know, that was in the game. You can see it. Shaken by FURIA, constantly changing the pace, and this time they opt to slow things down.
They need a big round here from an individual to get the inspiration back, and I thought Brolin had done it. The baby-faced assassin with the CZ. I thought he almost pulled off a miracle right there over towards that B bomb site, but
1 more bullet into Henny, he might have.
Oh, that could have been what fnatic needed to get them out of their own heads right now. The timeouts don't seem to be working, and, well, FURIA can take their time. 3 opportunities right now to pull this one on back, and they've got everything they need.
Everything.
Plethora of grenades still left with a minute left on the clock. fnatic, on the other hand, well, 2 defuse kits, a couple of smokes, and some AWPs. Now, if this execute comes on in, those AWPs are almost negated. They can't do anything. Look how far back on the map they are. Take a look at your mini-map, ladies and gentlemen, in the top left. They are so far back, and all it's going to take is just a dry run, well-orchestrated execute that we know FURIA have, and that's going to apply so much pressure. Here it comes.
They certainly can't retake. They're going to have to fight for this. They're going to have to stand their ground, and that's the start they were hoping for. JW catches Vinny, who was the front line of the assault. A little bit through towards Tetris. They gather their ground, they spread their creep, and yet to Zerg. Instead, it's Brolin up on the box. He's given them a real lifeline now, just all onto Art. And fantastic work from the defense. JW, he started that. Flusher to finish. They weather the storm of the first. 2 more to go before we start singing Drake songs.
Fury can drop guns across. Fury are fine for a buy here. There's no dramas just yet. Going into the last, if they do concede this one right here, then we might have to start talking about who's managing the books. But
last time out for FURIA. For us to catch our breath as well. This game has had so many twists and turns. It's been a wild ride. And this is, of course, going to be such a battle of endurance to then jump into a grand final versus the Evil Geniuses. That's on the cards for the winner of this one. FURIA 1 round away from that fate.
35 days, Alex, since FURIA added Henny. 37 maps. They're already playing Counter-Strike like this.
And potentially stepping onto a grand final stage. Now fnatic, they stepped on and lifted a trophy in less than that. Of course, DreamHack Masters Malmo, their first event, offline event, of course, with flusha, champions of it. But this time, the grand final looks like it's going to be...
This is quick. This is real quick.
Away from them with speed. Brollan actually gets the first frag. Tucks away. Crims digs his heels in towards Sandwich, and Vinny was trying to clear it. Instead, it's another frag. 2 quick ones. Molly will arrive, as will Art. That could be a bit of a problem. Okay. Dealt with. Has so much low HP now for 3. Or rather, 2 of the 3.
If they want to go back and try and isolate the B defenders like they've done a few times before, I'm not completely against that. There's so much time left on the clock. Art and Quesarada, well, they're bleeding out internally right now. So this one here...
Gone?
He doesn't need it.
Oh, there it is. Aha. Transition, the swapperoo. Love to see it.
Bogdan's Law.
Oh, God, last time I said that, I got an angry tweet that's only if it's a 1v1 or something.
Oh, is it?
I don't know, some sort of weird caveat that they've made up in their head.
Okay, Asterix is my favorite thing in the world.
I used to read Asterix as a kid, actually. Love that stuff. Made me want to eat wild boar.
I look a bit like Obelisk.
Yeah, sure. In like a kind of a personality kind of way.
All right, well, this is do or die, so let's get our serious pants on for a moment here, because reaggressing towards AR FURIA, we saw them win rounds like this against Renegades just yesterday. Can they do it again to take the victory away?
Where's that Molotov? He's still standing his ground. It's gone short. Brollan lives to fight another day. That could have changed things. Instead, they're grouped up all on CT. Quesarato in support with Art, and that shot's not far off. Here comes the swing, and that's the shot. Could this be it? Good damage. Brollan, he got tagged, but he's not gone down, and instead eliminates Art all onto Henny. Brollan low, but he's got 3. Golden with an AWP. Pushing towards that site, he can just get on it, put the pressure and force it, and fnatic, another storm weathered. There's only one before the letters O and T are uttered.
Alex, Brollan is finishing the round with 5 HP, but when he got those 2 kills, he had 8. He pivoted from that position with 8 HP.
He got tagged for 3 damage. The Molotov missed, Chad. Need I remind you, if that Molotov lands on ticket, Brollan's gone. He's not getting any more frags. He gets 2 after that. Oh my God, the minutiae of this game, of this tournament.
This is the buy that we were talking about for FURIA. You can see economy has been dwindled on down. It's 2 MAC-10s, but this looks like it's going to be a fast B. This looks like it's going to be the set piece onto the B bomb site. The MAC-10s, they can get stuck on in here. Oh,
the Russian crew at Starladder are going to love this. Rush B, no stop. Golden, fully flash.
Huge
flusha in
nade.
support. And oh my God, where did their health go? Where did their match points go? Now charging in towards the site. The nade looks good too. And Golden, he's done it all. Triple kill now as Art falls. It looks like overtime, ladies and gentlemen. What other way for this game to go than all the way and then some? Down to Quesarato for a 1v4. Bomb's loose. He's tagged up. It's just a question of time before fnatic arrive to zip up and identify the body. 26 frags for Quesarato in regulation. Take note of that. Still a candidate for MVP.
We've seen some things, but
haven't we?
I've watched some Counter-Strike in my time, Alex.
I've heard about that, yeah.
I don't want to say it's over. I know people don't like that. I know they want to give hope in all facets of life right now, but if Quesarado wins this one with 40 seconds left on the clock, AWP in hand, 44 points of health, no utility, a P250 as a sidearm, and 4 fnatic individuals waiting to take him on down.
Yeah, I think this one's all over. Paint him green. Call him an onion because it's all Ogre now. Golden will deal with the blow. And so, overtime on the cards in our third map. We still do not have an answer to the opponent for our grand finalists, Evil Geniuses. It will go on. Now, Chad, can I have a quick recap as to the lessons we learned during regulation as we are about to start it all over again?
Some of these really fast plays that we did see coming out in the second half from that of FURIA when they were biffing up Cat, when they were, look at the coach, you can see what I'm talking about.
Wow, wee. Oh, 3 match points.
But they did a better job when they were stringing them out mid-round, right? When they were making fnatic they were very, very passive on the map. They weren't able to get much ground. But now that we move to overtime, and this is where the problem begins for FURIA, they were doing their best work when fnatic were going for these half-ass buys, when they were buying in with an M4 and only a couple of nades. Now, right now, they can have AWPs as many as they want. They can get out the AUGs if they want. There's going to be Molotovs. This is overtime. Everything changes right now. That fnatic tilt we just saw, they start to believe.
That was some interesting choices. fnatic, though. It does seem to be classic fnatic that even in the face of what does seem like missteps or miscommunication or friction, they soldier on. FURIA the same though. Their T side has been exceptional. Not just on this map. Overall, so comfortable, such an affinity with not only the Krieg but also each other. See what the first call is in Art's playbook. JW looking to create a gap for him to exploit. Doesn't look like it's quite worked out. Instead, though, Crims can work over that smoke. Potential second here. Henny's walking straight into the line. And 2 quick frags puts fnatic in a good stead.
See how Golden positioned himself here, knowing the B split was coming in. Those cat kills came in, so now he can put himself in more of an awkward position for the T's to have to clear. Rotation has come on in, and now JW can cover off towards the window position. Timing, he's going to be hitting the desk hard.
Oh, I'm furious if I'm JW. Gaterato tagged up though. Golden's doing a great job of just surviving. It does seem to be a specialty of his. Playing around his own smoke as he looks to try and reposition. They're trying to throw everything at him, including players, but he's dealt with it in such a big way. Golden, all him. Keeping the B site safe. He did it in regulation as well, even scavenging the AWP, a gift that really doesn't pay too much of an impact. Of course, MR3 16K.
Now, you were talking about Golden's impact earlier in the piece, earlier in the best of 3, and saying as an in-game leader, he gets a lot done. These last 2 rounds, they're showing exactly that. Put under a lot of pressure here, hitting some shots, staying alive. That's a quality that doesn't really get talked about maybe as much as it should.
Yeah.
Now we've got double AWPs coming out on the T side here from FURIA. Obviously looking to see if they can find a couple of picks. One for Art, one for Henny, of course.
I mean, that makes sense. There's few teams that I wouldn't be upset picking up a double AWP on the T side, and these are one of them. Ooh, okay.
Every moment like that, you have to hold your breath, and well, when the shot rings on out, Golden has to be counting his lucky stars. This is where maybe the plays that FURIA would have made start to be questioned. They wonder, are we making the right maneuver? Whereas maybe in regulation, maybe when the game was looking a little bit more in their favor, they're happy to take the risks. Henny will eventually find one, trading it up. Now we have a 4-on-4. Sorry, no we don't. We have a 4-on-5. No one's died yet over towards B. What are they talking about?
Yeah, there was an exchange though, you're right. Golden and Art had their little duel, but instead he's actually managed to get himself all the way back to rejoin his comrades towards the A side of the map. Given a perfect opportunity to punish, and Yuri's head gone, as is Vinny's. They have to work with just 3 versus 4, and now Flusher is going to do all the necessary work and a third through the wood. Would you believe it? 2 on the trot for the defense of fnatic, and actually you carried that on with the 3 they strung together to close out into overtime. They're on a bit of a spree. This
is a place that the fnatic players are familiar with, being in overtimes, being able to turn rounds and games around, and having to fight back to get into them. This isn't something new for them. And look, if they were to clean sweep right here, if they were to get 3-0 on this CT side and close this one out with ease, it would not surprise me, because that tilt we saw earlier, they've turned that into motivation. They're fired up.
Yeah, and I've been taking lip reading classes. Crims there saying, let's go. In case you were wondering, good work from Brolin. Already Vinny gone. Forced to watch, as this could very well be the 3-0 conceded. It puts so much pressure on their defense. You want to have one to show for it here at MR3. Gives so much freedom to fnatic otherwise, and this will be a case of the shoe being on the other foot. JW's almost ready for this. Takes the fight! Another kill for fnatic in the last round of our first overtime half.
Look at how much more forward they're willing to be with all this utility. They're taking fights. They're happy to get in their face. They're not sitting back in spawn. They're not sitting back in kitchen. They're in middle. They're taking duels. They're reinitiating fnatic. They've changed a gear. They've turned it up.
They really have. The volume set to 11. Nothing Henny and Queserato can do but just wait and hope that there will be a CT court repositioning. So many consistent performances from fnatic in this series, namely Brolin and Crims both breaking 30 here. Queserato not far from it, just hoping he can catch this fight uncontested and safely. flusha gives it to him. That's a start, but the flank's coming in. Oh, and that's going to be all she wrote for this first half of overtime. Queserato, 25 seconds, no bomb. And players on every different angle. That's a good shot, but Roland's going to eliminate him. And so 18 to 15. It's an untouched, unscathed defense from fnatic.
And now here's the problem that FURIA have. fnatic can literally throw everything they want. They can do any pace. They can do any strategy. There's no risk.
So you're calling some cheese.
If this is me in overtime and I've just been able to get 3 rounds straight on the CT side, there's no reason I wouldn't go for something really risky or go for one of these set pieces that I've been saving for a rainy day. Do something outside of the box. Really throw something that would be a little bit unusual here.
Unprecedented pressure for FURIA. Perhaps even unfamiliar territory, at least to this degree. StarSeries I-League Season 8. Got a chunk of change available. And teams have been finding so much form. The Counter-Strike has been, yes, brawly, but individual displays.
Just quickly, Alex, they're going for what worked for them at the end of the first half. FURIA are the secondary AWP on Queserato and not Art. So that's a note here for the B bomb site.
Keep an eye on that, should they continue to do anything slow apps. Instead, it seems like those on that side of the map, it's going to be JW and Crims holding hands and heading to underpass, a pinch perhaps, as they'll be arriving late to the party. 3 members of fnatic considering deploying some utility towards A, and then they do rain in. Doesn't look like they're going to necessarily commit on this one. A Molotov in response from FURIA does get extinguished. And they're going to be coming from behind, a boost into the window. An interesting exchange. Yuri was responsible for that, but now this is a problem. Oh, and from behind, JW. He can smell the grand finals, and only 3 remain. Great shot from Henny. He can evade as well. Falls straight back. The bomb still has to go down. That's fnatic's job. And Crims finding Vinny before they even start their cross. Re-aim, hard shot to hit, and it's 2 AWPs. If that bomb goes down, Chad, I have a horrible feeling that FURIA have ran out of chances. Good shot, it connects. If he got one more, he did! Oh, he brings him down to 8, and that's an impossible task. Even on the flank, if he had an M4, this would still be so difficult. Queserato has to pull off a miracle here, and Brolin's ready for it, gets it done! Phenomenal. 19 to 15 fnatic. They stare down the barrel of their opponent's 15, and they manage to take us into OT and then not drop a single round. FURIA 15, a number that will haunt them today, as they will not see the grand finals. fnatic will take on the evil geniuses. It's what the geniuses expected, but I'm not sure if they expected this kind of game to get fnatic across the line. My goodness, praise to FURIA though. Yeah, EG are going to be happy that FURIA made the Swedes work hard for this one. Almost pushed them to the breaking point, but fnatic, they will get it done in the end. They will take it in 3. They will give us all the rounds. Couldn't have asked for more. And that's what we want. That was an exciting game. We got everything we needed, and we even let Anders and Jason rest their voice for the final. Yeah, this was fun. And Anders and Moses are going to be bringing you that loud action as we see EG play against fnatic. There is so much to be said about this game, though. Let's not let this consolidation final be forgotten. We started on Inferno, fnatic looking dropping shaken. Their home map. Yeah. And that was the CT floors, right? Yeah, they've had some struggles on their CT side. Similar thing happened to them against EG yesterday. So they're going to have to hope in however much of a break they get. I would hazard a guess maybe 30 minutes. And I just remembered the veto phase of this analysis desk is going to be one not to be missed, because it's an interesting one because of the fact that the way in which this format's been set up is if you stay in that upper bracket in the way EG did, you pick before the vetoes even happen. Punish available. However, it's fnatic. This is the one. Do you pick into Vertigo? Do you have the balls to do that if you're EG? Do you take the risk? Do you feel like you need to? Do you go with a home map? Now, if you're looking at it from an analytical standpoint, Alex, which we probably will be doing soon, yeah, you would be. But fnatic just getting through this one, I think they're going to be happy with that, wiping a bit of sweat off their brow. Yeah. Going to be interested to see what words that they have with Parla standing by.
Standing by, as always, this time with Brolin. Congratulations on that victory.
Thank you.
It seemed like in this match, it was all about the T sides for both teams. Can you talk to me a bit about that?
I mean, FURIA is a very strong T-side opponent. I think the Creeks are they're very good with the Creeks, and yeah, I think that I don't know. I think they're playing very aggressive as T-side, and we are like getting what?
Frustrated or
Off guard.
caught off guard. Furia's T-side was interesting in a sense that even if they lost a round, they could still be very aggressive in the next round. Did you guys notice that, and how did you adapt?
I mean, I think they were aggressive all the time. That's the main thing. But we kind of knew how they were playing, but still they're very good individual players. So yeah, I don't know. We just I don't. We know kind of how they're playing, but they still, yeah, I don't know, do damage against us. So I don't know.
When they managed to secure their 15th round, did the mentality in the team change at all? Did you have to get it even more intense?
Of course, it's a little bit sad. I mean, it's a little bit sad, I guess, but yeah, that would say to us we can still do this and we still believe in us. And yeah, after that we got 3 runs and the whole OT. So.
Final questions. You've guaranteed yourselves $80,000 in prize pool and, of course, the chance to win $250,000 and raise this trophy above your heads. How does that feel?
Very good, because I mean, we did not start this day that well. So yeah, it feels amazing that we could come back on Nuke and still win the Mirage 2. So it feels amazing.
To get there, though, Brolin, you have to play against EG in the grand finals, the team that yesterday took you out in the upper bracket final. Talk to me about that opponent.
EG are very good. They're a very good team, I guess. But I think they can't pick one map before we ban. So I'm really excited what they're gonna pick. But yeah, I'm looking forward for it. So.
Awesome, Brolin. Thank you so much. Would you like to say anything to the Fnatic fans out there?
Can I take in Swedish? Tack som fan för att alla supportar. Det är väldigt skönt att hela svenska scenen sitter och supportar oss där hemma. Jätteskönt. Tack så mycket.
There we go, everybody. Brolin, thank you so much. You can run off now and get ready for that grand final with your team. Fnatic, everybody, will be joining EG in our grand final. Let's head back to the desk.